माननीय सभापति जी,
Question 421. Please allow the questioner. No. Please. This is not the time for it. No, this is not the time for it. Please allow your questioner. Please.
Thursday is PM
By-
Day in Rajya Sabha. It's traditionally been.
Please allow the questioner. By-
This rule, you just give a ruling that you will permit this in the 0 hour.
You raise a discussion on it,
Sir, there's a notice
but
already.
you can't do it during question hour.
Sir, there's a notice already. There's a notice. Hey, the notice is there, sir. A notice is there. So we want you to at least say that you will allow this to be discussed at 12 o'clock.
If there is a notice for a discussion or a call attention, it will be
No,
examined
it's not a
and
call
a decision
attention, sir.
given.
It's a notice. It is a notice for suspension of the question hour and discussion. It's a notice
I'm
for the...
afraid suspension of question hour is not the way out if you wish a
Sir, you
discussion.
can take it in the 0 hour as the first item. You take it in the 0 hour.
If there is a 0 hour notice, it will be taken.
You can decide, sir. Sir, you have the right to decide.
Mr. O'Brien, please. You want to say something? Let's hear the Minister for Parliamentary Affairs. Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, please. 1 minute. Let's hear the Minister.
Sir, Honorable Chairman, sir, the entire House and particularly senior members are all well aware of the rules. If somebody is agitated on some issue, there is a way they can give a notice to the Honorable Chair, and if the Chair permits it, we can discuss it at an appropriate time, number one. Second thing is, nothing new is done. These things were there in the budget speech of the Finance Minister. It was discussed in the House, and House has passed the budget. And if still they feel, if there is something more to be discussed, let the honourable members give the notice and let the Chair take it.
Please, सुन लीजिए.
Sir, notice has to be given, notice has to be studied by the Chair, and Chair has to even ask the government also that they are ready or not, and then the Chair decides, and then we are ready to cooperate with the opposition. My suggestion is, sir, no, Sitaramji, please, Sitaram, please, 1 minute.
Let the
Sir,
Minister finish.
My appeal is, I have to work between both the houses, that's why sometimes I am not here. My appeal is, let the members, whoever is agitated on any issue, give an appropriate notice and take up the matter after the question hour, so that we can have question hour. We should not deprive the other members also of their right to ask questions, and then ministers are making preparation. No, if you don't want, don't waste the time of the government.
One at a time.
1 point, sir.
One at a time.
1 point, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, what I am suggesting is, we heard the Honourable Minister. A notice has been given by my colleague.
Yes.
A notice has been given for suspension of the question hour. Now it is under your jurisdiction and your right, your domain, what you take a decision on that notice. If you are not going to permit the question hour suspension, then what I would suggest is, you please give a ruling that the first issue in the 0 hour, this will be the first issue, and we can discuss this.
The zero
No,
hour.
that will be the...
Look,
After the question hour, we value, sir, we value the minister's appeal. The question hour should not be disturbed. So please let the question hour go on. Immediately after the question hour, take this up as the first issue. Take this up as the first issue.
one second.
One more thing only. There is a notice given for the suspension of question hour. Even for the UPSC issue, it was said. Now it is said there will only be an all-party meeting. So this cannot be a pause. Parliament cannot be used as a pause button only. They have to be serious. And number two, we may differ on other issues. We have also given, with Mr. Yechuri, but we have also given a notice for 0 hour. If you want question hour to run, then bring this up. Why? Parliament ran yesterday, sir, till 6:45. At 7 o'clock, when Parliament is running, the media agencies are carrying reports and the parliamentarians are getting breaking news. Why come to Parliament, sir?
Mr.
Why
O'Brien,
come to Parliament?
1 minute. Let me reply. Please sit down. No, it's not your turn. Sit down. Sit down, please. Leader of the House, please. Leader of the House.
Sir, the FDI in railways was distinctively mentioned in the rail budget. FDI in defense was mentioned in the union budget. Both during the discussion on the rail budget, the union budget and the finance bill, this House has discussed it. So there is no occasion for anybody to say that he heard it from the first time from the media. What this House has already approved in the budget, the formal decision had to be formalized by the cabinet, which has been done.
You have given a 0 hour notice. It will be considered there. Please.
The bill is now in the Lok Sabha, sir. 1 minute. We have given a notice for suspension of question hour. On UPSC, it was the same thing done. All we are saying is that 12 o'clock in the 0 hour, this is a matter which concerns many members. There's another. Sir, 1 minute. There's an FDI and insurance bill hanging fire here. There's an FDI. That's the reality. So why this backdoor? Let us discuss it at 12 o'clock.
No.
No, let us discuss it
You
at 12
have given a
o'clock.
0
Give us
hour
a chance at
notice. You will
12
get your
o'clock.
chance. That's it. You will get your chance at 0 hour. शरद जी क्या कह रहे हैं आप बताइए
No question. You had 4 days of discussion on this issue.
प्लीज बैठ जाइए शरद जी बताइए
चेयरमैन सर, मैं एक बात कहना चाहता हूं कि ये जो मामला उठाया, इस पर आप जो कह रहे हैं 12 बजे बाद बहस करा दीजिए, लेकिन सबसे बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण एक और मामला है। ये यूपीएससी के बच्चों की जो मांग थी, और मैंने आपके सामने नोटिस देके रखा है।
वो तो कल डिस्कस हो चुका।
ना सर, डिस्कस नहीं हुआ। रूलिंग पार्टी की तरफ से आया है कि हम ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग बुलाएंगे, और उन्होंने कैटेगरी का कहा कि 24 का एग्जाम जरूर होगा। यानी सी सेट में है, अकेले एक लैंग्वेज का मामला नहीं था, उसमें सी सेट जो सिविल सर्विस एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट है
वो आप कह चुके हैं,
उसे हटाने का है। सरकार इसमें डिले करना चाहती है, तो ये लाखों करोड़ों बच्चे आज इस एग्जाम से बाहर हो रहे हैं। इसलिए इसको
थैंक यू बैठ जाइए।
आप बहस से अलग मत करिए, इससे बहस को अलग मत करिए।
भाई,
सरकार को आज ही मीटिंग बुलाना चाहिए।
देखिए, आज
ही मीटिंग बुलाइए, तब वो कोई उसमें कोई ताकत आएगी। आज मीटिंग बुलाइए।
So what I would suggest is, you give a ruling that after the question hour, both will be taken up.
How will both be taken up at the same time?
No, one after the other.
So what happens to the rest of the agreed agenda?
Sir, the agenda will follow. We sat till 7 o'clock yesterday. We sat till 7 o'clock yesterday.
सुन लीजिए।
This,
1 minute, sit down, please.
sir, please.
Please keep quiet.
No. Yes, sir.
बैठ जाइए। आप मंत्री जी को सुन लीजिए। बैठ जाइए। सारी जी बैठ जाइए।
Sir, Sitaram ji and Sharad ji, both are very senior and seasoned members. My plea to them is, this issue was discussed in the House, statement was made, clarifications were sought, and then again, second time it was raised, and then it was discussed in the chamber of the Honorable Chairman also. The government has made a fervent appeal saying the examination is on very close, it's coming on 24th. Let us not disturb the minds of the students. Let us focus on the examination. Please, आप सुनिए ना, आप बाद में बोलिए ना. मुझे आप खंडन करना है तो बाद में बोलिए, चेयरमैन से अनुमति लेके, मुझे कोई आपत्ति नहीं है. Please try to cooperate with each other.
Please continue.
Sir, my point is, our view is, there are both sides of arguments. We have seen in this house also, I have seen in the other house also, about the so-called CSAT examination. The government in its collective wisdom, after hearing members, have taken some stand that is to be approved by the Union Public Service Commission. We said, I also understand its implications. Some people have come with some new ideas saying this exam should be held in the regional language also, like Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Bengali and all. Okay. So, the moment you see, Mr.
Please.
Arey bhaiya, you have been a minister. You have been a minister.
There is no point of order in.
What is the point of order in question hour, Mr. Sridham?
There is no point of order.
Sir, please, you have been a minister. You have been, okay. I understand Indian languages, Bharatiya Bhasha. The moment you say that English will be out, you are not understanding the consequences. Please don't do that. Sir, my point is, Bharatiya Bhasha chahiye, Angrezi bhi chahiye. Sir, yes. Okay.
Please,
Sir, as
let
honorable members are saying, even if English is removed, heavens are not going to fall. That is one argument. Huh?
No, we are not getting into that.
He said it. तो इसलिए सर मैं कोई व्यू पॉइंट नहीं दे रहा हूँ. मेरा विनती यह है, this requires a deep study, proper discussion among political parties and also people connected with that. That's why the government has come out with a suggestion. Please. They don't want solution.
बैठ जाइए.
Sir,
क्या कर रहे हैं आप लोग?
so after the session, the government is willing to discuss with all the members concerned, whoever is interested, and try to evolve a consensus,
बैठ जाइए.
try to evolve a common approach for the future examination. As far as this year is concerned, there is no scope for postponement or cancellation of the examination at this stage. Let the honorable members understand this.
May I please request everybody to allow the question hour to proceed?
Sir, I have only two short points to submit. As Honorable Leader of the Council has stated, it is true that both FDI in Railway and Defence was discussed along with the General Budget and Railway Budget. But there was no structured discussion of FDI in Railway and FDI in Defence. So we would like to have an assurance from the government that this should be discussed immediately after the question hour, so that members can express their views.
You need time for.
Sir, there is a notice.
There is a difference between. सतीश जी बोलिए.
ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर ने अभी कहा, कल स्टेटमेंट भी दिया कि इसमें ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग बुलाएंगे. हम उनको बधाई देते हैं कि आपने ये डिसीजन लिया, लेकिन हमारी आपसे ये भी रिक्वेस्ट हमारी पार्टी की है कि इस मुद्दे की देखते हुए, जिस तरह संवेदनशील मुद्दा है, जिस तरह से लड़के सड़कों में बैठे हुए हैं, लाठियां खा रहे हैं, जेल में बंद हैं, आप इसमें ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग को डिले क्यों कर रहे हैं? आप इसमें कल बुला लीजिए, परसों बुला लीजिए. आप इस पे बैठक तुरंत, इसके पहले भी बैठकें हुई हैं, जब भी कोई ऐसा मुद्दा हुआ तो ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग 24 घंटे में बुलाई गई और इसमें बैठक लेकर के निर्णय हुआ. तो मेरा इनसे अनुरोध सिर्फ इतना है कि इसको खत्म करने के लिए आप इसके लिए एक मीटिंग तुरंत बुला लीजिए, इसको डिले मत करिए.
आप ये बात प्लीज. नो, आई एम नॉट हैविंग ए डिबेट ऑन दिस. नो, बैठ जाइए त्यागी जी बैठ जाइए. प्लीज सिट डाउन. आई वांट टू प्रोसीड विद द क्वेश्चन आवर. क्वेश्चन 421.
सर,
we are taking up 0 hour. His notice for 0 hour on this subject is there. So what is the difficulty?
Sir, there is also a notice for suspension of question hour.
I'm afraid I cannot
You have
take
to rule on that, sir.
a
You have to
positive
rule on
view
that.
on that. Question hour will not be suspended
That is your
because
right.
that is our practice.
Okay,
Questions
then-
are important.
Then you rule that you will allow this in the first item in the 0 hour.
I cannot change the order arbitrarily.
Sir,
There
you
is
know-
an agreed order of business.
Sir, you have the authority as the chairman, and to make the house run in an amicable manner, you can cut corners. In
What
fa-
do I do with the agreed business as late as this morning,
That will
10:30?
continue,
There was
sir.
agreement on it.
That will continue. That will
Then-
continue. We sat till 7 o'clock yesterday, sir. We,
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ एक मिनट आज माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं। संयोग से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं। लाखों लड़के वहाँ सड़क पर हैं। सी सेट के जो शरद जी ने कहा कि केवल दूसरा प्रिलिमिनरी उसका दूसरा पेपर खत्म कर दिया जाए, सारा सॉल्यूशन खत्म हो जाए। कहीं यहाँ अंग्रेजी और इंडियन लैंग्वेजेस के टसल और उसका कन्फ्लिक्ट का मामला नहीं है।
राम
केवल एक
गोपाल जी,
बात।
इसमें कल काफी बहस हो चुकी है।
24 से इम्तान
अब वो
24 से इम्तान हो रहा है। 24 से इम्तान हो रहा है। 24 से
देखिए,
तो उसका
वो
मीटिंग का क्या मतलब है? अरे वो कराइए आप, उसको कोई रोक नहीं रहा है।
House is adjourned for 15 minutes.
माननीय सभापति जी,
Question 421, please. Let the
Sir.
question be asked.
Sir, referring to Pune,
1 minute, let the answer be given.
answer is laid on the table of the House.
Yes, now your supplementaries, please.
sir, referring to Pune and Uttarakhand disaster,
Yeah.
environmentalist and the CAC said it is become far more important to protect forest and mountaining the climate change. You will see more extreme weather events in future. We have to adapt new technology to construct roads
Please ask your
and-
question.
and implement other unavoidable projects so that the slopes of the mountain and others is not being affected.
No, you can't read a
I am
statement.
coming.
Ask a
Sir,
question.
on the basis of that, sir, my question, whether the center is working on a proposal to exempt promoters of project like roads, pipeline, and transmission lines in forest area from seeking the consent of Gram Sabha as per the Forest Right Act, FRA, which has been introduced by the last UPA government.
There is no such proposal where we are dispensing with the public hearing where it is required. The issue is सभी जो मामले हैं जो फॉरेस्ट से लीनियर प्रोजेक्ट्स रोड है या ट्रांसमिशन लाइन है, इसको जब अलाउ करते हैं, परमिशन देते हैं, तब उसके लिए जो एफोरेस्टेशन का ख्याल रखना है और कॉम्पेंसेटरी करना है, वो सब कंडीशंस बरकरार है।
Second question.
Sir, usually operational guidelines of NAP provides for a multi-level monitoring and evaluation mechanism through the State Forest Department Agency and the Forest Development Agency at the state and the district level respectively.
Thank you.
Is it functioning successfully? If so, then what is the result?
एक सच्चाई है कि जंगल का निर्माण फॉरेस्ट के बहुत सारे मल्टीपल एजेंसीज और मल्टीपल मिनिस्ट्रीज के प्रोग्राम में आता है और इसका लेकिन मॉनिटरिंग हमारा मंत्रालय के द्वारा होता है, कोऑर्डिनेशन, और इसमें जिला लेवल पे जहां जॉइंट फॉरेस्ट मैनेजमेंट कमिटीज है, तहसील लेवल पे और छोटे गांव के लेवल पे भी, तो जहां जंगल है, जहां जॉइंट फॉरेस्ट मैनेजमेंट कमिटीज है, सभी एकदम पूरे तरह से सक्षमता से चलता है, ऐसी स्थिति नहीं है। लेकिन पब्लिक जन आंदोलन को बढ़ाना, पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेशन बढ़ाना और उसके साथ साथ ये जॉइंट फॉरेस्ट मैनेजमेंट कमिटीज ठीक तरह से काम करे, रखरखाव करे, इसके लिए हमारे पूरे प्रयास है और उसके लिए हम ज्यादा प्रोत्साहन देने की भी बात कर रहे हैं।
श्री भूपेंद्र सिंह।
सर, स्पेसिफिकली मैं जानना चाहता हूं मंत्री महोदय से कि क्लाइमेट चेंज जो हो रहा है, इरेटिक मानसून जो हो रहा है, ये फॉरेस्ट के डिग्रेडेशन से इसका कितना इफेक्ट है और इसके ऊपर मंत्रालय ने कब लास्ट मीटिंग कब की कि ये जो ग्लोबल वार्मिंग और इरेटिक मानसून के लिए जो इफेक्ट हो रहा है, तो इसके लिए फॉरेस्ट कंजर्वेशन से ज्यादा फॉरेस्ट प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ फॉरेस्ट, ग्रोथ ऑफ फॉरेस्ट, इसके ऊपर जोर देने के लिए डिपार्टमेंट ने क्या लास्ट मीटिंग कब की थी और इसका मॉनिटरिंग का सिस्टम क्या है?
थैंक यू।
फॉरेस्ट के संदर्भ में लगातार बैठक को चलती है, लेकिन अभी फॉरेस्ट्री नया रिपोर्ट आया है। मुझे खुशी है कि दुनिया के अनेक देशों में जो वन की कमी है, हमारे यहाँ आज 24% वन है और वो बढ़ा है। सो ग्रीन कवर हैज इंक्रीज्ड इवन इन लास्ट 2 years ऑल्सो। ये ज्यादा बढ़े और 33% तक कैसे पहुंचे, ये प्रयास है और इसके लिए वन विभाग के द्वारा प्रयास, जॉइंट फॉरेस्ट मैनेजमेंट की तरफ से प्रयास, राज्य सरकार, सभी एजेंसी, सभी मंत्रालय जो इससे संबंधित है, सबके सहयोग से और जन आंदोलन के रूप में ये एक वनीकरण का बहुत जोरदार तरीके से इसको आगे ले जाने की योजना बनाई है।
प्लीज।
नहीं, ये सच नहीं है कि क्लाइमेट चेंज का केवल एक कारण है। मूल कारण है ग्रीन हाउस गैस एमिशंस और वो एक उसके हिस्टोरिकल भी फैक्टर्स है। दुनिया की औद्योगिक क्रांति के बाद ये संकट उभर के ज्यादा आया और इसकी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंचों पर बहुत सारी चर्चा हुई। लेकिन हम चाहते हैं कि जंगल का बढ़ना ये देश के हित में, दुनिया के हित में है और इसलिए वो बढ़ाएंगे। लेकिन साथ साथ क्लाइमेट चेंज के लिए हमारी हवा, हमारे पानी, हमारी सॉलिड वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट, ये सब ठीक तरीके से चले और उसके साथ साथ जो क्लाइमेट अभी मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में सरकार ने पहली दफा इस बजट में अरुण जी ने पेश किया कि क्लाइमेट चेंज के लिए भी फंड एक तैयार किया, हिमालयन इकोसिस्टम की बात की है और ये ग्रीन इंडिया मिशन है। तो ये सब जो शुरू किया है, मुझे लगता है हम सही दिशा में जा रहे हैं और भारत की भूमिका भी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंचों पर उसी तरह से हम रख रहे हैं।
श्री दिग्विजय सिंह।
माननीय सभापति महोदय, मैं माननीय वन मंत्री जी से अनुरोध करना चाहता हूं। मेरा खुद का अनुभव ये रहा है कि वन विभाग का जो 2 स्ट्रैटेजीज हैं, एक तो नेचुरल रीजनरेशन ऑफ फॉरेस्ट और दूसरा एफॉरेस्टेशन प्रोग्राम थ्रू प्लांटेशंस। मेरा खुद का अनुभव यह है कि एफॉरेस्टेशन प्रोग्राम और प्लांटेशंस में भारी भ्रष्टाचार होता है। मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से पूछना चाहता हूं, जो भी एफॉरेस्टेशन हुआ है, हजारों करोड़ का खर्चा हुआ है, उनमें जितने प्लांटेशंस हुए हैं उसमें परसेंटेज ऑफ सर्वाइवल कितना है?
थैंक यू।
ये चर्चा बहुत हुई है, इसके 2 उत्तर हैं। पहला उत्तर यह है कि हर साल हम 15 लाख हेक्टेयर में वनों का निर्माण करते हैं, सभी एजेंसीज मिलके, और ये जो कर रहे हैं इसकी स्टडी 3 बार अलग अलग तरीके से अलग अलग एजेंसियों से, क्योंकि सोशल ऑडिट भी करते हैं और अलग किया, तो इसमें जो प्लांट्स सैपलिंग के रूप में लोगों को या बाहर लगाने के लिए देते हैं, इसका परिणाम राइजिंग ट्री कवर होता है, लेकिन वो फॉरेस्ट में नहीं गिना जाता है। लेकिन इसका सब मिलके 70% तक जहां वन विभाग जो खुद लगाता है उसका 60 to 70% सर्वाइवल आफ्टर 5 years है, और जो स्टडी हुआ और जो बाकी है इसमें ये 40% तक है, ये स्टडीज है।
Thank you. We can have a discussion on that. Either the statement is correct or if it is not correct, there is a procedure for bringing that out. Shri Vijay Goel.
सर, ये अच्छी बात है कि सरकार 5 मिलियन हेक्टेयर क्षेत्र में
there is a procedure for it. There is a procedure for it. ये नहीं, सप्लीमेंट्री पे सप्लीमेंट्री नहीं होता है. रेणुका जी, you know the procedure. नहीं, this is not correct. Please go ahead.
सभापति जी, अच्छी बात है कि सरकार 5 मिलियन हेक्टेयर क्षेत्र में वन एवं वनावरण में वृद्धि कर रही है. मंत्री जी वन आंदोलन की बात कर रहे हैं और बताते हैं कि टेलीविजन, विज्ञापन और दूसरे माध्यमों से इसका प्रचार हो रहा है. हमें पिछले 5 सालों में ये प्रचार दिखाई नहीं दिया है. मैं जानना चाहता हूं मंत्री जी से कि इस वन आंदोलन के अंतर्गत वो क्या करने जा रहे हैं.
ये निश्चित है कि जनता में इसके बारे में एक जागरूकता पैदा करे, अवेयरनेस पैदा करे, शिक्षा के द्वारा भी और विज्ञापन और बाकी सभी माध्यमों का उपयोग करते हुए, सोशल मीडिया का उपयोग करते हुए लोगों को एक लगे कि एक बेटा घर में कोई पैदा हुआ तो तुरंत हमें पेड़ भी लगाना है. और मैंने अनेक शहरों में ये कार्यक्रम देखा है. तो इसलिए ये कार्यक्रम सब जगह चले और लोग भी इसके हिस्सेदार बने. इसके लिए मैंने ये नहीं कहा है जवाब में कि ये लगातार चल रहा है. इसको और अच्छे तरीके से बढ़ाने की योजना हमने बनाई है. ये जवाब है.
Question 422.
सभापति महोदय, विवरण सभा के पटल पर रख दिया गया.
Sir, it is basic knowledge that India has the third largest thorium reserves in the world. About 12% of the reserves are in India. The answer says that we do not have the inventory of the uranium or plutonium because it is only in the second stage that we can infuse the thorium fuel. My question here is that in the nuclear pact that we have had, is it not a possibility to get the plutonium or the uranium so that our thorium program can progress? Because everybody knows that the thorium nuclear program would be the best for cleaner energy for the country.
Thank you.
Chairman, sir, the honorable member has rightly pointed out thorium is God's gift to India. We have huge reserves of thorium and it's a costly substance. It is extracted from a mineral called monazite, which is itself a part of the 7 associated minerals found in the sands of the coastal areas. But the point to be remembered over here is that thorium is a fertile substance. In order to produce nuclear energy, it has to be used in conjunction with a fissile substance, possibly plutonium, as rightly suggested. But for the plutonium, we need reactors, and we are having a 30 kilowatt reactor, research reactor called Kamini in Kalpakkam, Tamil Nadu. Another advanced reactor is possibly in the making, would be available in a few decades. As far as the honorable member's second part of the question regarding the foreign collaboration is concerned, it is true, thorium is a source of a clean energy, and the foreign countries also look forward to it. But so far, whatever foreign offers have come to us, they were lacking in 2 or 3 aspects. A, as per our rulings, we need to have a licensable party from whichever place the offer is made. And secondly, for the smaller reactors, mostly they use open cycle disposal of the fuel. And that nuclear wastage is then not possible to be recycled as is being done in the closed cycle in the bigger reactors.
Second question, please.
Sir, let me also put forward that in 1973, the US shut down the thorium nuclear research program in the Oak Ridge National Lab because they felt that the thorium, whatever nuclear power that they get through nuclear thorium as a fuel, you do not get the weapons from it. So that's the best thing that can be happening to the world. Because if you have thorium as a fuel, the nuclear weapons is a side thing which comes out and it will not come out. Having said this, sir, why don't we really, in the 12th plan, I have an answer. We are going to.
Are you asking a question?
Yes,
or?
sir, now. So I said this and then. My question is that in the 12th 5-year plan, we have said that we are going to put up, in the BARC is going to put up a 300 megawatt energy thorium-based fuel reactor and turbine program. When is it going to be? The gestation is going to be how long? When can we accept it to be commissioned?
Thank you.
Chairman, sir, to a large extent, the honorable member has already answered the question. But just to add to that, he is referred to the technological aspects of what I would understand as the simplified thorium gas cooled nuclear reactors by the BARC. I would just like to add that there are several issues related to the safety, sustainability, and waste management in this area, and that is what is being looked into. As I said in response to the earlier question, waste management is a major issue in open cycle, and that is what actually is being looked into. As far as the advanced water reactor is concerned, under the 12th plan, it is likely to be commissioned by the end of the next decade or possibly by 2027.
Shri Ram Gopal Yadav.
थैंक यू श्रीमान न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर्स जो अभी हमारे यहाँ उनके फ्यूल के रूप में एनरिच्ड यूरेनियम और प्लूटोनियम यूज होती है। एनरिच्ड यूरेनियम और प्लूटोनियम के जरिए चाहे वो पीस शांतिमय तरीकों के लिए हो, चाहे एटॉमिक वेपन्स के लिए हो, ये कम है हमारे यहाँ। थोरियम का पर्याप्त भंडार है। मैं माननीय मंत्री से जानना चाहता हूं कि क्या थोरियम बेस्ड न्यूक्लियर फास्ट ब्रीडर न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर हम बना रहे हैं, जिससे आगे चलकर हमें यूरेनियम को कहीं से लेने की ज़रूरत न पड़े और न्यूक्लियर डील जैसा जो अमेरिका से समझौता हुआ था उसको रद्द करने में भी बहुत आसानी हो। जब हम थोरियम हमारे यहाँ पर्याप्त है, उसी से सब कुछ हो जाएगा। ऐसा रिएक्टर अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन था, ऐसा कुछ पता चला था, हम लोग गए भी थी, हमारी कमेटी गई थी, कलपक्कम में देखा भी था। तो ये कब तक पूरा हो जाएगा फास्ट ब्रीडर रिएक्टर जो थोरियम बेस्ड होगा, और थोरियम को ही जब हम न्यूक्लियर फ्यूल के रूप में यूज करने लगेंगे और यूरेनियम से हमारी जो दूसरों की जगह दूसरे कंट्रीज से मंगाते हैं उस पर निर्भरता खत्म हो जाएगी। इसमें कितना वक्त लगेगा?
महोदय, आदरणीय सदस्य ने ठीक कहा कि इस समय जो हमारे पास उपलब्ध है वो एक छोटी मात्रा का रिसर्च रिएक्टर जिसका नाम कामिनी है 30 किलोवाट का है, और जिस बड़े रिएक्टर की ओर वो ये संकेत कर रहे हैं वो 300 किलोवाट का होने वाला है, मेगावाट का होने वाला है। एंड इट इज़ बीइंग कमीशन बाय विद 98% ऑफ द वर्क इज ऑलरेडी ओवर, और ये संभावना है कि अगले वर्ष तक ये अपना काम शुरू कर देगा।
डॉक्टर सुब्बाराव रेड्डी। No, I have
Actually,
not. He did not get it.
you please clarify to the
He
House.
was called, he did not get
Yes,
it.
what is the role of the,
Please.
sir, what is the significant role of thorium
Must that
and
come
also
from you?
uranium? So both. See, now we got all nuclear plants, so many things in the country using uranium. So thorium, what is your plan in future? We are having 12% reserve in the world in India. So how we are going to plan, how we are going to use, what is your future plan?
The honorable member has asked how we are going to use it to the optimum extent. That is what I understand. So, sir, as I said right in the beginning, India has the distinction of being one of the highest sources of thorium in the world, and obviously the world also looks forward to it. But as I said, it's a fertile material, has to be used in conjunction with fissile to produce uranium, and therefore the plutonium production is what comes into question. And for that is what the reactors are required for. And the point over here is that we have certain distinctions as far as the reactors in India are concerned compared to what is seen in the West. For example, there you can also have in the household colonies. Here we are yet to come to terms with that kind of possibility with the kind of the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board and Act that we have. But in the years to come, we are certainly heading for a more viable and more constructive availability of thorium for the production of energy, and possibly we would be the largest producers of energy through the source of thorium.
Dr. Ramalingam.
Sir, Tamil Nadu is a home to more than 30% of the world's thorium deposits, sir. Sir, it is from monazite that thorium is extracted through a separation process. Whether the government has taken any steps to curb illegal mining of monazite sand in Tamil Nadu, if yes, the details thereof, sir. Sir, what is the status of implementation of fast breeder reactor in Kerala also? Kerala also, including Kerala. Yes, including Kerala, sir. Sir, the fast breeder reactor project.
What is this?
Using, sir, including Kerala.
Let a question be asked.
Using at Kalpakkam, and the reason for the delay is commissioning, sir. Sir, what is the status of implementation of fast breeder reactor project using thorium?
What is your question?
Sir, my question is that the illegal mining of thorium, sir.
All right, fine, thank you.
In Tamil
Nadu.
Nadu.
Question.
Chairman, sir, the question is multifold, and it is something which is of greater concern to all of us. As far as we, the government, is concerned, the task of extracting monazite is given to Indian Rare Earth Limited, which is a PSU. So obviously, there is no official license given to anybody. Now what is happening is we do not have direct evidence as such, but please, I'll complete more than you have asked. Please, if you give me just 1 minute. If you just give me 1 minute, sir. We also have come across reports. We don't have substantial evidence. There was also a case filed in Tamil Nadu, as you said. Now the point here is, we have tried to find out how best to go ahead with it, with all the sincerity at our command. We found that these operators were devising new methods. Like, for example, as I said in the beginning, monazite is one of the 7 associated minerals found in the sands. One of these minerals is incidentally garnite. So they managed to, one group managed to get a license for garnite, but in the garb of that, they were extracting monazite. So now what we have already taken notice of that. What we are trying to do in that direction, if you just give me half a minute, we have written to the Excise and Customs to reinforce the radioactivity monitoring at the ports. We have about 187 ports in this country. We have written to the Electronic Limited to improvise the radioactive detection mechanisms and the machines. Number 3, we have of late also in the recent few weeks approached the Space Department to try to pick up space images specifically of the spots where monazite can be detected. Something in the same way as we did for both weather forecasts about cloud images. So if we are able to succeed in that, there will be a new breakthrough. Fourthly, in collaboration with the Ministry of Mining, there is something called the Mining Regulatory and Development Regulation Act. So we also have suggested that there could be some improvement and strengthening of that act. And last but not the least,
No.
Sure, please.
Permit me, sir. Sir, very good, sir. You use the same technology which is now available. I think we should also use it on border patrols.
Yes.
That patrol your coast, because a lot of the smuggling that will happen does not happen from regular ports.
Thank you.
And therefore, I would suggest that you take that into consideration.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a well-taken suggestion from the honourable member.
Sir, the mining of sand before, which contains
Question 423. Let the answer be given.
I suggested
Please, this
it is
question
banned,
is
it's
over.
not licensed. Actually, the garb of digging something
This
else they are
question
doing.
is over. 423.
Honorable Chairman, sir, the answer to this question is placed before the House.
Supplementary, please.
माननीय सभापति जी, मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से जानना चाहता हूं कि परियोजना जांच समिति ने 23/11/2011 को इसकी मंजूरी दी थी और जिसमें 2,900 घरेलू महिलाओं को कौशल प्रशिक्षण के कार्यक्रम को शुरू किया था और 2.3 लाख और 68,000 रुपये की राशि दी थी। मैं माननीय मंत्री जी से जानना चाहता हूं, छत्तीसगढ़ की सरकार ने इस परियोजना को अभी तक लागू नहीं किया है, जबकि सरकार ने 2011 में सरकार मंजूरी दी थी। क्या माननीय मंत्री महोदय इस बात की जानकारी देंगे कि आखिर राज्य सरकार ने इस परियोजना में जिसमें 2,900 महिलाओं को कौशल प्रशिक्षण देना था, इसकी अभी तक शुरुआत क्यों नहीं की है?
Chairman sir, as I have already stated, as per the guidelines of special innovative projects under SJSRY, these projects which the honourable member is mentioning were considered by the Project Screening Committee in its meeting held on 23/11/2011, and the state government was suggested to undertake these projects under the regular skill training component of SJRY, namely skill training for employment and promotion amongst the urban poor. That was the decision of the committee, Project Screening Committee. So that being the case, I can't find fault with the government of Chhattisgarh on this account.
दूसरा प्रश्न.
Sir, I would like to know from the Honourable Minister, the suggestion given by the committee, has it been implemented? It is, the question is not, the answer is not perfect. I want to know from the Honourable Minister whether this project has been started by the government of Chhattisgarh or not. This is
a matter, but
enough. Whether this suggestion has been accepted by the government of Chhattisgarh or not, that I want to know from him.
Thank you.
Sir, I try to give perfect answer. It may not be the satisfaction of the honourable member, but I can tell you this matter pertains to 2011. And at that time, the Central Screening Committee did not approve this project. Reasons are because it did not fit in the guidelines of the scheme at that time. Subsequently, it was suggested to Chhattisgarh government to bring it under skill development upgradation program, and they have sent a proposal on that, and that proposal was under consideration. And at that time, what happened, this SJRY was merged into urban NULM mission. So new mission has come, that has to be taken up. In between that revised project has not been submitted.
Thank you, Shri Tapan Sen. हो गया, तो आप 2 सवाल पूछ चुके.
Thank you, Deputy Chairman, sir. A very quick question because the time is passing out. I think the
implementation of this program.
देखिए, आप 2 सवाल पूछ चुके वोरा जी. Please.
Thank you, Chairman, sir.
Him, sir, find out the actual background and then try to address that.
Since the time is passing out, I think these are projects for improving upon and increase the work participation rate of the poorer section of the, particularly among the women, and in view of the situation that women work participation rate in urban area is taking a dip, I think there is a need, urgent need for similar central government sponsored scheme for implementation at the state level. A monitoring cum collaborative approach is required to be taken to make timely use of the funds. Central government is releasing funds for this scheme for the benefit of the poor people. But for any reason, it becomes a blame game between the state and the center. So my suggestion, whether the Honourable Minister will seriously consider to make full use of the initiative taken by the central government also in respect of this women welfare scheme, that a proper monitoring cum collaborative mechanism with the state government needs to be put in place to make use of the scheme. Whether the Honourable Minister is going to consider it.
Thank you.
Honourable Chairman, sir, I appreciate the spirit behind this question of the Honourable Member. But I would like to tell the House that we are in a federal system. The central government releases funds and the monitoring is done by the state government. And there is a monitoring committee which reviews the implementation of these projects from time to time. What he is saying is the funds that are released by the central government are not utilized in a time-bound manner, and there is every need for further monitoring of the schemes. Sir, we will try to take further steps in this direction as per the spirit of the honourable member's question.
Thank you. Shri Ajay Sancheti.
माध्यम से माननीय मंत्री जी से जानना चाहता हूं कि ये स्कीम अगर सक्सेसफुल हो जाती है जिस तरीके से उन्होंने कहा है, तो क्या इसकी योजना और भी राज्यों में, स्पेशली महाराष्ट्र में लागू करने की है?
It is a suggestion, sir. I shall keep it in mind.
Shri Ramdas Athwale.
चेयरमैन सर, ये जो छत्तीसगढ़ की 2900 महिलाओं का जो प्रस्ताव था, लेकिन अगर छत्तीसगढ़ से मैक्सिमम महिलाओं का प्रस्ताव भेजा जाता है.
Papers to be laid on the table. श्रीमती सुषमा स्वराज.
सभापति जी, आज की पुनरीक्षित कार्यसूची में क्रम संख्या 1 पर मेरे नाम के आगे उल्लिखित कागजात में सदन के पटल पर रखती हूँ.
Now, Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu.
Deputy Chairman, sir, I raise to place on the table of the House the items mentioned against my name in today's business.
Srimati Menaka Sanjay Gandhi.
Against my name at number 3.
Shri Jugal Oram.
के अनुमति से आज के संशोधित कार्यसूची के क्रम संख्या 4 का आगे उल्लेखित कागजात मैं सभापति पर रखता हूं.
Shri Rao Inderjit Singh.
I beg to lay on the table of the House papers mentioned against my name as serial number 5 in today's revised list of business.
Shri Prakash Javadekar.
With your permission, sir, I raise to lay on the table of the House the papers mentioned against my name at serial number 6 of today's revised list of business.
Dr. Jitendra Singh.
सभापति महोदय, आपकी अनुमति से मैं आज की संशोधित कार्यवली के क्रम संख्या 7 पर मेरे नाम के आगे सूचीबद्ध कागजात सभा पटल पर रखता हूं. धन्यवाद.
Shri Radhakrishnan P.
Lay the papers on the table of the House listed against my name at serial number 8 in today's revised list of business.
Now, message from the Lok Sabha Secretary General.
I beg to report that the Lok Sabha at its sitting held on 6th August 2014 passed the Security Laws Amendment Bill 2014. I lay a copy of the bill on the table.
Now, 0 hour submissions. Shri K.C. Tyagi. All of. Now, one of you, Shri Echuri. I'll call you. Yeah. I'll call you. I'll give you a chance. Let me listen to this.
Yeah, Tapan will speak, sir.
He has given a notice.
Yeah. What is that?
Speak is allowed you. Notice is there on FDI rail, same thing.
No, 0 hour notice.
Yes, sir. The chairman agrees.
Yes.
The time.
I'll call you. It is a Peter. Yes.
Sir.
Yeah, it is there. I'll call you.
Very short intervention. It is a matter of serious
alarm. Which one?
Should be for the entire country to introduce FDI in railways by the government.
I am allowing 0 hours to Sri Derek O'Brien. I am allowing 0 hours to Sri Derek O'Brien. Yeah, you can associate.
Sir, I think it was
I will allow you to associate.
to be discussed across. We are seriously opposing. This is almost selling out the national railway project and previous year's experience to bring up PPP in the railways.
I will allow you to associate. Don't say now.
Almost crippling
that's all.
Expansion of the infrastructure. Same experiment you are going to make
that's okay.
This is not in the interest of the country, not in the interest of the nation.
Now, Tabanji, please stop. Tabanji, it is not going on record. It is not going.
आपसे मेरी बहुत विनम्र अपील है कि सरकार ने एक बात कही है, यूपीएससी के मामले में ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग बुलाएंगे.
उसका चर्चा हो गया, रिप्लाई भी हो गया.
आज एक अखबार में 24 के बाद बुलाएंगे ऐसा निकला है. मैं आपके माध्यम से सरकार से निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि लाखों बच्चे यानी इस देश का भविष्य जो है वो खतरे में है। इस सरकार से मैंने कहा कि ये जो सिविल सर्विस एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट का जो सेकंड पेपर है उसे क्वालिफाइंग कर दे तो समस्या का समाधान हो जाएगा।
शरद जी
कब ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग बुला रहे हैं?
शरद जी
कब आप ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग
शरद जी
कल बुला रहे हैं, आज बुला रहे हैं?
इसका चर्चा हो गई, मंत्री महोदय ने रिप्लाई दिया, ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग हो जाएगा, वो अश्योरेंस भी है। मंत्री को कुछ बोलना है उसके बारे में? जावड़ेकर, आर यू गो टू से एनीथिंग? नो।
कल
24 से पहले होगा ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग या बाद में?
या कैन यू
ये बताइए।
24 से पहले हो।
या मिस्टर मिनिस्टर, ही विल रिस्पोंड।
देखो, कल अनेक सदस्यों ने सही कहा कि अभी 15 दिन में इस परीक्षा में बदलाव करना संभव नहीं होता है, लेकिन ये वाइडर रिफॉर्म्स की चर्चा के लिए एक ऑल पार्टी मीटिंग करना है, तो उसकी तिथि के बारे में हम जल्दी बताएंगे।
ओके, धन्यवाद। दैट इज ऑल। नाउ श्री केसी त्यागी,
We have been raising the issue of the huge corruption taken place in the appointments through Vyapam in Madhya Pradesh. Sir, discussion has been pending for a long time. We need your indulgence.
That is state matter. Okay. Shri K.C. Tyagi. No, K.C. Tyagi, I call. आप शुरू कर दीजिए। त्यागी जी शुरू कर दीजिए। अंसारी जी बैठिए। त्यागी जी शुरू कर दीजिए। अंसारी क्या है, आपका क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
मेरा क्वेश्चन
हजारों लड़कों पर मुकदमे हुए हैं, पूरे देश में आंदोलन चल रहा है। ये
उसी बात
जल्द इनका कब होता है? जल्द का इनका माने
उसी बात के बारे में बोल चुका, मंत्री ने जवाब दिया।
कल या परसों में
नहीं, दैट इज नॉट गोइंग। मंत्री ने जवाब दिया। अच्छा ठीक। नाउ प्लीज जया जी बैठिए। No. See, I am calling 0 hour. Let her give notice. You give notice. Now, see case. No, Minister has already said, Mr. Echuri.
That is why we are telling you to please call it before the 24th.
What is the matter? You give, no. Let me finish with the 0 hour, then I will call you. Now you sit down. Have you given a notice? Have you given a notice? Are you on the same subject?
I given a notice, sir.
On what subject?
सर ये जो फोटोग्राफर ने जो निर्भया हत्याकांड के ऊपर जो फोटो शूट किया है सर।
Okay, what notice you have given? 0 hour?
Yes sir, 0 hour.
0 hour notice that it is not today. You renew the notice for tomorrow. You renew
I
the
given
notice.
the notice, sir.
No. कल के लिए रिन्यू कर दीजिए, देखेगा।
सर मैंने नोटिस दिया हुआ है सर।
अरे मैंने बोलते हैं आज नहीं है, कल के लिए रिन्यू कर दीजिए। आप समझते नहीं। I'll speak in English if you don't understand. What can I do? अच्छी बोलते हैं?
हाँ, हिंदी अच्छी बोल।
अच्छा, धन्यवाद। श्री केसी त्यागी।
मैं मेरठ जनपद के खरखोदा के पास के सरावा गांव में एक लड़की के साथ हुए सामूहिक बलात्कार और धर्म परिवर्तन संबंधी खबरों को लेकर के जो चिंता व्यक्त की गई है, उस सवाल को उठाने के लिए आपके बीच में खड़ा हुआ हूं। लड़की के परिवार के जनों ने खरखोदा थाना में रपट दर्ज कराई है। 3 मुजरिम पकड़े गए हैं, एक फरार है, और जो वहाँ का एसओ है, स्टेशन ऑफिसर, उसको सस्पेंड कर दिया गया है। लेकिन इसकी आड़ में कई तरह की अफवाहों ने जन्म ले लिया है। मैं अपनी बात को 27 मई को बदायूं के रेप और मर्डर की जो घटना हुई है उससे जोड़ करके रखना चाहता हूं। 3 अभियुक्त जिन पर बलात्कार और 2 लड़कियों की हत्या का मामला बदायूं के थाने में दर्ज हुआ था, तीनों अभियुक्त पप्पू यादव, उर्मेश यादव और अवधेश यादव निर्दोष पाए गए हैं। सीबीआई उस केस की जांच कर रही थी, लेकिन लाई डिटेक्टर टेस्ट, फॉरेंसिक साइको असेसमेंट, फॉरेंसिक स्टेटमेंट, तीनों टेस्ट में पाया गया है कि इन तीनों लड़कों ने बलात्कार नहीं किया था। अब सीबीआई असमंजस में है कि किसके खिलाफ दर्ज करें, और केंद्र सरकार के एक मंत्री जाकर के बदायूं में उत्तर प्रदेश की निर्वाचित सरकार को बर्खास्त करने की मांग कर रहे हैं। इसी तरह से केंद्र सरकार के एक मंत्री कल मेरठ में जाकर के उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार को बर्खास्त करने की रिपोर्ट बयान देकर के रिपोर्ट आई नहीं है, जांच हुई नहीं है, कोर्ट में मामला है। इसी तरह से जुलाई 29 को कैराना के पास की दो लड़कियां फरजाना और फरहीन दोनों के साथ बलात्कार और मर्डर की हत्याएं के केस प्रकाश में आए हैं। वहां भी तनाव फैल गया, और जिसमें मोहम्मद असलम और महानी फैजान नाम के दो मुस्लिम लड़के ही इसके अंदर अभियुक्त पाए गए, और वहां पर भी एक मंत्री जाकर के कह के आए कि उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार। मेरा निवेदन सर ये है कि जो केंद्र सरकार के मंत्री हैं, जो बड़े नेता हैं, इधर के हैं या उधर के हैं, कम से कम हम समस्या को और उलझाने का काम न करें। प्रधानमंत्री महोदय ने वहीं से कहा था कि 4 साल देश को बनाते हैं और 5वें साल राजनीति करते हैं, लेकिन पहले दिन से राजनीति शुरू हो गई। जो अभियुक्त है उनको सख्त सजा मिलनी चाहिए। बलात्कार के मामले में हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष भी एक दिन हमसे डिसएग्री कर गए थे। उनकी पोटेंशियलिटी खत्म करनी चाहिए जो बलात्कार में पाए जाए। मैं इस सीमा तक हूं, लेकिन जब तक जांच ना हो, अदालत का फैसला ना आवे, अदालत के अंदर मामले पेंडिंग हो और एक प्रदेश की निर्वाचित सरकार को बर्खास्त करने के लिए दिल्ली से जाए।
नो, ओके इट्स टाइम ओवर। Yes, action has to be taken against the culprits. They have to be put behind bars, whoever it is. That's all. Other things, sit down. Now, Srimati Ambika Soni.
I have not seen her.
Pardon? Name of the victim is, no, alleged victim is expense. But whoever is a victim, action has to be taken. Associate, all the names, associate should be added. All. No. देखिएगा, इसमें है तो बुलाएगा, नहीं दो नोटिस और दे दो। नो, इसमें है तो मैं बुलाएगा, नहीं दो और नोटिस दे दो। शून्यकाल में नोटिस पहले देना है। नोटिस दिया गया तो सुनिए, चेयरमैन ने सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं। जो सेलेक्ट किया है मैं पढ़ते हैं, जो नहीं हो गया आप नोटिस दीजिए।
ये तो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मामला है। कल मर्डर हुआ है, सड़क के ऊपर सरेआम मर्डर हुआ है, 5 नाबालिगों ने किया है।
यू प्लीज रिपीट योर नोटिस। Srimati Ambika Soni.
I would like
to
bring to you notice of the House a serious matter of a question a starred question having been asked in this House on how many Indians are in jails in foreign countries, and a very detailed reply was given to that question.
Now silent. Order please. Order in the House please. But those who speak, I can hear everybody speaking there. Mr. Vijay Goyal. Yes.
Sir,
now please.
Even though a very detailed country-wise account and reply was given to the question, a glaring omission has either been made or been deliberately kept out of the reply, which is 73 countries were mentioned, where 5,986 Indians are languishing in their jails. But unfortunately, in the 73 countries, the name of Iraq was not mentioned. It is during the course of a call attention motion in this House, permitted by you, when the Honorable Foreign Minister replied, and she said that even the 40 Indians who have been held captive are all alive. She did not mention that there are 6 Indians who are languishing in the jails of Iraq for the last 2.5 years. I have the names of all the 6: Paramjit Singh, Sukhjinder Singh, Kamal Masih, Richpal Masih, Vijay Singh and Rakesh Masih. I have their passport numbers. if they have been in the jail for the last 2.5 years, and the Indian embassy in Iraq is moving heaven and earth to get our 40 people who are captive released, and they don't know of the presence of these people in the jail, and they claim to provide initial legal help. They claim to conduct visits to the jails. I want to know what has happened to these 6 people. Why has contact not been made? Why was this answer deliberately kept out of the starred answer given to this House on the 31st of July? And also, sir, yesterday's newspaper had a complete contradiction in the headlines of the Honorable Minister's reply. I would have expected, when she gave a categorical assurance that all the 40 Indians in jail are safe and sound, why has there not been a contradiction from the Foreign Office that this newspaper report is wrong, and they should give us some proof that they are alive? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Now, Sri Avadar Singh Karimpuri.
थैंक यू सर। सर, मैं आपके माध्यम से बहुत ही गंभीर मुद्दा उठाना चाहता हूं, सदन में के ध्यान में लाना चाहता हूं कि राजस्थान एक सिख लड़का जसविंदर सिंह जो कोटा में प्रशांत विद्या मंदिर, वहाँ वो कड़ा और कृपान पहनकर जो सिख धर्म का रिलीजियस सिंबल है, वो वहाँ प्री मेडिकल एंट्रेंस एग्ज़ाम देने के लिए गया, लेकिन वहाँ की जो कॉलेज की मैनेजमेंट थी, उन्होंने उस लड़के को एंट्री नहीं दी, जिसके कारण उसका प्री मेडिकल का जो टेस्ट है वो भी नहीं हो पाया, और जो रिलीजियस राइट्स हैं, फंडामेंटल राइट्स हैं जो आर्टिकल 25 के तहत, उसका वायलेशन भी हुआ। हम आपके माध्यम से ये मांग करते हैं कि जो प्रशांत विद्या मंदिर का जो अथॉरिटी है, प्रिंसिपल है, उसके मुताबिक उसके खिलाफ कानून के अनुसार कार्रवाई हो और जसविंदर सिंह को दोबारा फिर से प्री मेडिकल टेस्ट में स्पेशल चांस दिया जाए ताकि वो लड़का एग्जाम दे सके। सर, राजस्थान के साथ ही इसी तरह मध्य प्रदेश के इंदौर में डॉक्टर मनविंदर सिंह जो एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर था, इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ प्रोफेशनल स्टडीज देवी अहल्या कन्वोकेशन की सेरेमनी थी, वहाँ भारत के राष्ट्रपति जी चीफ गेस्ट के तौर पर गए थे। वहाँ उप एसोसिएट प्रोफेसर को कन्वोकेशन सेरेमनी में इसलिए एंट्री नहीं दी कि उसने कृपान पहनी हुई। तो मनवर ऐसी जो घटनाएं हैं, इससे जो रिलीजियस माइनॉरिटी के अंदर इनसिक्योरिटी की भावना पैदा होती है। मैं आपके माध्यम से ये मांग करता हूं कि जो ये इसके लिए जिम्मेदार हैं घटनाओं के लिए, उनके खिलाफ कानून के अनुसार कार्रवाई की जाए। आई रिक्वेस्ट द गवर्नमेंट to take notice of this and take appropriate action so that the constitutional rights of the minorities are protected and strict possible legal action be taken against the offenders. I also request that the Home Ministry issue instructions sensitizing the police and security forces about the religious and constitutional rights of the minorities. सर, ताकि हमारे देश में भाईचारक तनाव को हम कम कर सकें, सब धर्म आपस में मिल बर्तन के साथ रह सकें, ऐसा ही हमें सहारनपुर में भी सबको यत्न करने की जरूरत है कि वहाँ भी हम सब आपस में भाईचारा बना करके रहें ताकि हमारा प्रदेश और देश तरक्की कर सके। धन्यवाद।
ओके, धन्यवाद। श्री राजीव चंद्रशेखर, यू सपोर्ट, या बोल देना, नोट कर दिए जो सपोर्ट करते हैं। आई थिंक द गवर्नमेंट शुड टेक नोट ऑफ दिस। दिस इज अ वायलेशन ऑफ फंडामेंटल राइट।
जी, सरकार आपके निर्देशानुसार संज्ञान लेगी और माननीय सदस्य को अवगत भी करेगी।
Get it and go out what happened if it is true, action to be taken. Now, Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar.
Sir, thank you, sir. My zero-hour mention is about the need to remove bottlenecks that have delayed projects over several thousands of crores. I would like to draw the attention of this House to the large number of delayed projects across various industries in the country. These delays have led to losses of an astronomical proportion to the exchequer. According to media reports, out of a total of 727 projects that have cost more than 1,050,000 crores, 82 were delayed as on 1/5/2014. This is estimated to have incurred an additional cost of almost 100,000 crores. Sir, in a response to a parliamentary question I had asked in May 2012, the then government had revealed that the number of projects delayed as on February 2012 was 233 out of 555, or nearly 42% of the total projects. This highlights a major problem of governance within our system. In my home state of Karnataka alone, sir, there are railway projects that have had cost overruns of almost 900% and are in no sight of being commissioned anytime soon. The problem is beyond the railway sector. Nearly 60% of the projects in the petroleum sector, for instance, are delayed. The strategic crude oil storage project in Mangalore, which was approved in January 2006 and was to be commissioned in October 2011, has been delayed by almost 4 years and is expected to be now complete only by June 2015, leading to a nearly 70% increase in cost. More than half the projects in power and highways are also delayed, with project overruns hitting almost 100% in some cases. Sir, this government has received the mandate to deliver on good governance. Faster implementation of long pending projects will inspire investor confidence, bring in larger investments into the economy, and help lift us out of this sub 5% growth trajectory. I urge the government to take immediate action in this regard, including the introduction of efficient institutionalized processes, addressing systemic bottlenecks, building capability across industries to address these delays. Not doing so, sir, would prove disastrous for our economy, and the cost of our inactions would be ultimately borne by the ordinary people of this country. Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Sri Chandrasekhar. Dr. Satyanarayan Jethia.
मैं सैद्धांतिक बात कर रहा हूं. जस्टिस डिले इज जस्टिस डिनाइड. इंसाफ का न होना बेइंसाफी है, और जितने कानून बने हुए हैं उन कानूनों को लागू करना और इंसाफ मिलना, इनके बीच की जो दूरियां हैं उसको कम करना चाहिए. अनुसूचित जाति के लोगों, जनजाति के लोगों, महिलाओं और कमजोर वर्ग के लोगों के प्रति जो कानून बनाए गए हैं और कानून का जो कार्यान्वयन होता है, पर इंसाफ मिलने में बहुत देरी हो जाती है. ऐसा होता है जैसे कि उसको अनदेखा कर दिया गया है, और ऐसे हालात में हम लोग लोकतंत्र में रह रहे हैं और हमने सामाजिक, आर्थिक, राजनीतिक, शैक्षिक न्याय की बात की है. हमारा कमिटमेंट है, और इसलिए इसको पूरा करने के लिए सरकार ने जो पुरानी परंपराएं हैं जिसमें कानून के इंसाफ को मिलने में बहुत देरी होती है, मैं नई सरकार से नए भारत के एक भारत और श्रेष्ठ भारत के निर्माण की विधा में कानून के बनाने के लिए, और आज जो विद्यमान कानून है उसमें अनुसूचित जाति के लोगों के प्रति, जनजाति के लोगों के प्रति, महिलाओं के प्रति जो अत्याचार हो रहे हैं, उन कानून को और मजबूत बनाने के लिए, जिससे उन पर अत्याचार न हो सके, उनको सुरक्षा मिल सके, उनका संरक्षण हो सके, ऐसे कानून बना करके उनको प्रभावी करने के लिए और उनको इंसाफ प्राप्त करने के लिए प्रभावी उपाय करने की मांग करता हूं. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद जतिया जी. श्री डी राजा.
Sir, I draw the attention of the entire House. I especially draw the attention of the government. I am raising an issue which is heartbreaking, plight of the Tamil refugees of Sri Lanka. A leading daily in Tamil Nadu, Dinamani, has published series of reports on their miserable plight. Sir, we have more than 200,000 Tamil refugees from Sri Lanka living all over the country. Recently, some 157 refugees have left India and they wanted to go to Australia. But the Australian government did not allow them to enter into their country. And they are stranded in the sea, in the midst of sea. There are children, there are women, their plight is so miserable. Whether our government is a signatory to the United Nations Convention on Refugees or not, Government of India should take certain moral responsibility. Government of India should act on the humanitarian consideration. Government of India should see these refugees are rescued and they are given shelter and protection. Sir, as India, as government, we should see how we can provide a decent living to the refugees, shelter and security to the refugees. I urge upon the government to pay attention to this. When I say this, I should raise one more issue, sir. That is, what is the policy of the new government towards Sri Lankan Tamils? And there are reports, some of your senior leaders who claim they represent the external affairs of the ruling party go to Sri Lanka and justify what all the Sri Lankan government did, genocide, war crimes, and yes, they justify genocide, war crimes, and all gross violation of human rights. And they say the issue must be delinked from Tamil Nadu. Rightly so, the Tamil Nadu parties have raised this issue, including the government of Tamil Nadu. It is a genuine issue. And how can your own leaders speak? It should be delinked from Tamil Nadu and justifying what all the Sri Lankan government has done. It is atrocious. I question the sincerity of the government. I want the government to make it clear what is your policy towards Sri Lankan Tamils. Because recently the government of India denied visas to the United Nations team which had to come to India for investigation of the crimes into Sri Lanka. Why government of India should behave like this? That is where I am questioning the government's policy. What is your policy towards Sri Lankan Tamils? Are you going to play a proactive role to find a political solution to the question of...
Time over. Thank you. Yes, you, Nachiapan Associating. Oh, yes, Rajiv and Sugandhar Roy. Kindly note all the names. Sri Ananda Bhaskar Rapalu.
Mananiya Upasabhapati Mahoday, my earnest submission in this 0 hour is the major concern towards the health of the nation. Now we are living in the post-antibiotic era. Common infections and small injuries are killing the human beings. This is happening in our country and in several countries. Though we are not having the exact data within our country about the antibiotic resistance, there were certain data in the countries like United States. It is recorded that about 20 lakh people are becoming antibiotic resistance every year in just United States, out of which almost 23,000 people are dying out of it. With this background, there is every necessity to understand the antibiotic resistance. For that, the important pollution monitoring lab in Delhi observed the situation in and around Delhi and National Capital Region and arrived at that the residues of chicken and other farm breeding animals are having the rampant presence of antibiotics of 6 types like the varieties of tetracycline, neomycin, ciprofloxacin and all other types. With these things, if that type of residues are present in the non-vegetarian food, in particular chicken, that is going to harm the human beings and that is making us the antibiotic resistance. And there is a very clear demand from the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India to think about the ban of antibiotic usage in poultry and other farm breeding animals. And the Indian Medical Association in the latest observation through their report demanded for the immediate and expeditious decision on the ban on the antibiotic usage in poultry and farm breeding animals, about which the union government shall take note of and do the immediate exercise. At the same time, the Union Health Ministry try to measure the antibiotic resistance happening within the nation. This is my submission. Thank you, sir.
Very important subject. Yes, all of you, yes. I think the whole house agree with this because Parliamentary Affairs Minister may kindly take up the matter with the Health Minister.
I am the minister.
Yeah, you are the minister, environment also, yes. Come back with some action plan, because it is affecting the health of a large number of people.
We have asked the report.
Yeah. It has been, yes. Please take some action, eh? We will all support your action. Dr. T.N. Seema?
Sir, I would like to raise an important issue regarding the disturbing report
Your
of
sister is
missing
raising
of 2 inmates of Nirbhaya shelter running by Kerala Mahila Samakhya Society, which is funded by the central government in Kerala, in Tirunelveli. Both are minors and victims of sexual abuse. The 2 girls were dropped by the shelter home's staff at the school where they are studying on Monday morning. Then authorities suspect that men who were jailed in charge of abusing them were out on bail currently. So they could have planned an escape from the school premises with the criminals. This explanation is really shocking. These girls are from poor background and the parents thought girls would be safe in the shelter homes. 1 month back also there was a complaint regarding an attempt to kidnap the girls from the same center. The complaint says that miscreants tried to kidnap the girls after locking up the security employees on night duty. They also snapped the telephone connection of the office. Officials suspect the hands of the aides of one criminal accused in sexual racket case behind this. This is not an isolated case. Government data reveals that children and women are subjected to gross abuses everywhere in the country, in the very shelter homes that is supposed to made to protect them. Many of these homes are getting government grants also. According to National Commission of Protection of Children Child Rights, there were 932 cases of abuses and violation registered in child care institutions in 2013-14. There are many media reports coming from many states, UP, Maharashtra, Chandigarh, complaints of sexual exploitation, trafficking, pornography, physical and mental exploitation, apart from forcing some of them to work as bonded labor. Many of these homes don't have proper affiliation, facilities are not safe with crumbling structures. Many of these homes are not even registered, so they can easily escape from the government inspections. I urge the government to act immediately to end the exploitation of children and women in the shelter homes. Ensure registration of all shelter homes under the Juvenile Justice Act 2000, and all centers should install CCTV and other safety measures. Inspection mechanism for children homes and shelters in every state must be ensured. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, yes, all those who associate may be added. All those who associate may be added as, yes. Now, Sri P. Rajiv.
Thank you, sir. I would like to raise the attention of the House to a very important issue. A young boy, Rajesh Kumar, was arrested and remanded for posting a criticism against Prime Minister. Sir, we are living in a democratic country, and every citizen of the country has the fundamental right of freedom of speech and expression as per the Article 19(1) of the Constitution. But this arrest was done as per the draconian rule, IT 66A, IT rule, sir. Earlier, one ship engineer professional was arrested in Goa as per this 66A for criticizing the Prime Minister in Facebook, sir. Just posting a criticism on the Facebook, it is a crime as per this act. Every newspaper has the right to publish a cartoon criticizing the Prime Minister or Minister, or every print media and electronic media has the right to criticize the Prime Minister or the government. But it has happened in the Facebook, this draconian rule, IT rule 66A, which is go beyond the constitutional provisions. The police arrested this person, the young person, sir. This House has witnessed the serious debate on this issue. I got the privilege to move the statutory motion to curb this IT rule, draconian IT rule 66A. At that time, the then leader of opposition, the leader of the House now, Sri Arun Jaitley ji, fully supported that cause, but now this government also following the same path. They are utilizing this IT rule 66A to arrest and remand these young persons who are posting some comments or some criticism on Facebook, sir. This is a very serious issue. I urge the government to look into this issue, and at that time the government gave an assurance they will reconsider this IT rule 66A. They would convene the meetings of stockholders to discuss that issue. Myself and Mr. Rajiv Chandrasekhar was attended that meeting, but nothing has happened after that. Then I request the government to consider this, to reconsider the 66A of the IT rule, which is a draconian rule, ultra wires to the constitution, which is go beyond the 19(1) of the constitution, which ensures the freedom of speech and expression, sir. I urge the government to do this, sir, and not use this weapon against the innocent youth who making this democratic intervention in this social media, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Happening in other states, in the state of Punjab and in Telangana, newspapers and TV channels which the state government arbitrarily decides that they are not in favor of this. For the past 7 weeks in Telangana, we do not have these 2 TV channels, which is as a citizen my right to information.
No, TV
we are not
channels
allowed
under central
to,
government.
and they have just been closed down.
No, broadcasting is
my question.
no telecast and broadcast come under central government. How can state government stop
But
it?
it's a fact. Punjab has closed down 2 channels. Telangana has closed down 2 channels. No, I have the freedom of
No,
speech
please.
to talk here if I want. Article 14,
In
sir,
any
Article
case-
14 guarantees. I don't know why he's getting so excited.
Very serious issue, sir. Minister is sitting, a fundamental right
No, the
issue,
post-
sir.
no.
I request the government. Minister is ready, sir.
Yes. What
Minister
I-
is ready.
No.
Minister is ready, sir.
Okay.
Minister is ready.
Yes. What I fail to understand, this is a central government subject.
Yes.
Telecast and broadcast.
Yes, definitely,
Then how can a
definitely.
state government stop it?
In 0 hour, she has no business to criticize an issue.
No, no.
Wrong things are being said.
That is connected with this.
Misleading.
Okay. Now, Sri Derek O'Brien. Sri Derek. No, Renukaji Bhatia. That's okay. Sri Derek O'Brien.
Sir, a very graciously thank you, sir, for managing to include this
That is
very serious issue
done
on
by
FDI.
chairman. You thank him. Done by chairman, not by
Done
me.
by the chairman, sir, and you are there now. This very serious issue on FDI, given what is happening in the last 10 days, it makes it even more serious that last night, hardly after Parliament got adjourned, there was this announcement through the cabinet, 100% FDI in railway, 49% FDI in defense. Sir, the timing of this and the way this has happened leaves a lot to be desired. Now, for the last 1 week, the whole country knows what is the status of the FDI in insurance bill. The reality is, as much as the government of India want to move that bill and even bring it in Rajya Sabha and defeat the bill, they cannot do it because the bill will be sent to a select committee, because the majority of members, 150, do not want that bill to go to be voted on, it go to a select committee. But there is a hurry. There is an aeroplane to catch and some bags to be packed in the middle of September because a trip has been made to America. So, hurry and bring FDI 100% in railway, start the auction of India, start the sale of India, because once you bring FDI, all India's problems will be taken away. All India's problems will be taken away. Let me use this opportunity to tell you about 2008, sir. 2008 insurance in the United States of America, which, by the way, in 32 states in the United States of America do not allow FDI in insurance. Why are we so excited about it? Number 2, this is not my statistics. In 2008, the United States government bailed out a private company, AIG, because they went down the chute with $80 billion. Who is going to, they are coming here, we are giving them a free market, we put up some nice sales signs. This is not the way to go, sir. This is not the way to go. FDI is not the panacea for all the solution for all the problems. FDI is not foreign direct investment. It is foreign direct instruction. it is foreign direct intrusion. The last time, for the last 10 years, the former government, the current government, they were playing relay, passing the parcel. The result of that was seen. So the government came, that Congress party, unfortunately for them, came down to 44. Those people we thought were in 4th gear. This is in 5th gear, overdrive. They want to go faster to catch the plane in September. This is a very serious issue, sir. No to FDI in insurance, defense and rail. Don't sell our country. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes. You associate, no problem. Okay. Kindly note all the names. Yes. You associate. I am not objecting your associating.
Sir, the public sector.
Everybody knows your view.
Sir, the LIC, GIC, which are our public sector insurance companies, they are doing extremely well, and government knows it. Whatever the government
Everybody
does,
knows
it will
Raja's view.
undermine our public sector
Okay, you
insurance
say you
companies.
associate.
It is not in the
No
interest
need of
of our
saying.
economy. It is not in the interest of our economy.
Everybody
There is
knows.
no economic logic
Okay.
or sense in allowing FDI
Yeah.
49% in the
It is
insurance
known.
sector. We oppose and
Raja,
we
your view
associate.
is known to everybody. Rajiv, your new view is known to everybody.
Just a point, sir. Yesterday, our Honorable Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji stated that the purpose of the FDI is market accessing, not to protect the interest of the country. But this government is still doing open all sectors, actually selling
Okay,
our
when the
country.
issue
Then I
comes, you
associate
can-
with that. We strongly protest the FDI in defense sector, railway and insurance, all sectors, and protect the sovereignty of this country.
Okay. Now, thank you. Now, please, I am ready to, now before taking up this short duration discussion, I am ready to allow special mention, but it has to be laid on the table. For those who want to read, they can wait.
पंजाब में पाकिस्तान से जो तस्करी के जरिए नशे का आदान प्रदान हो रहा है, मैंने इस पे 0 आवर दिया था, क्योंकि मामला इतना गंभीर है ये महोदय कि पंजाब के लाखों नौजवान जो स्कूल कॉलेज में पढ़ने जाते हैं, कारोबार में जाते हैं महोदय,
0 आवर नोटिस दे
वो उन सबको नशे की चपेट में लाके
कल के लिए नोटिस दे दो।
उनका जीवन बर्बाद किया जा रहा है।
आप नोटिस
महोदय, ये मामला पूरे देश के नौजवानों से जुड़ा है,
इसलिए
देश की जनता से जुड़ा है। नशे का खुलेआम जो हमारे देश में ये तस्करी हो रही है, इससे पूरे देश के नौजवान तबाही के कगार पे खड़े हैं। क्योंकि 0 आवर महोदय, इसलिए मैं आपसे कहना चाहता हूं कि सरकार इस मुद्दे पर गंभीरता से निर्णय ले ले और सरकार को इस पे सोचना चाहिए कि आखिर इस देश को तस्करी के नशे से कैसे बचाया जाए, नौजवानों का जीवन कैसे बचे, इस पे कोई ना कोई कानून बने और जो दोषी लोग हैं उनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई करने पर सरकार क्या विचार करे।
Nothing more will go. Notice EGA, nothing more will go on record. Now special mention. No, nothing more. No. Special mention. Sit down. Special mention. Those who want to say anything more can give a notice. They can give a notice. They can give a notice. Special mention. No. Special. You sit down. Special mention. Sit down. Not going on record. Sit down. Now, special mention are being allowed on condition that you will lay it on the table of the House. If you have to read, it will be later. Now, you can only lay on the table of the House. Sri P. Rajiv.
Special mention on for common pricing and proper allocation of LNG to state of Kerala, sir. I lay my.
Thank you very much. Professor Jogan Chowdhury.
Sir, this is regarding UPSC exam issue. Sir, my request to the government is that it should try to give importance to select the candidates who are best brains and best minds
Now
of the
lay it on the
country.
table. Lay karo. Sri Avinash Pandey. Please lay it on the table.
So my special mention about the celebration of Rashtrakavi Pradeepji's birth centenary, I lay on the table.
Yes, Dr. V. Maitriyan.
Mention on Mumbai Nagercoil Express train to run on a daily basis and to leave Mumbai in the morning and reaching Tirunelveli the next day evening.
I think it goes via Kerala, eh? I think it goes via Kerala.
For you only, sir.
Thank you. Sri Narendra Kumar Kashyap.
कहीं पे बाढ़ और कहीं पे सूखा की वजह से किसानों की तबाही बड़े पैमाने पर हुई है। मेरा यह विषय है कि सरकार कम से कम इसका आकलन करावे कि बाढ़ और सूखे से जिन किसानों की आर्थिक क्षति हुई है, क्या सरकार उसकी भरपाई के लिए कोई जल्दी कदम उठाएगी?
ले कर दीजिए श्री पल्लवी गोविंद रेड्डी। पल्लवी गोविंद रेड्डी।
Request NTPC to establish 4,000 megawatt power facility in Telangana, sir, because this has been promised in 13th schedule of state reorganization, but NTPC has not taken any action so far.
Okay.
Therefore, I request the government to give direction to NTPC to take up this project.
Okay. Late.
Because
Sri Mahendra Singh Mehra.
Condition
Now,
now.
please late. Sri Mahendra Singh Mehra. Sri Mahendra Singh Mehra. महेंद्र सिंह महाराज।
माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी द्वारा ब्रिक्स सम्मेलन में अपने भाषण में कैलाश मानसरोवर यात्रा बदलने की बात कहकर शिव भक्तों तथा उत्तराखंड के जनमानस की भावनाओं को ठेस पहुंची है। ब्रिक्स सम्मेलन में यात्रा मार्ग को बदलने की बात कहकर भले ही चीन के प्रधानमंत्री जी को खुश कर दिया हो, परंतु इस बात को लेकर उत्तराखंड के लोग बहुत ज्यादा आक्रोशित हैं।
Not going on record.
थोड़ा है सर।
Not going on record. श्री Karmani Nanda SP. Karmani Nanda SP. Not there. No, sir. Srimati Renuka Chaudhary. Srimati Renuka Chaudhary. Srimati Renuka Chaudhary.
Sir, I wanted this opportunity to draw your attention to the fact that ABN Andhra Jyoti and TV9 are two channels, prime channels, which were functioning in the state of Telangana. Arbitrarily, they have been shut down for the past 6 weeks, despite their appeal to try, despite the court giving an order,
now lay it on the
despite the ministry responding to them, there has been no action. And this kind of denial to the freedom of speech, this is...
Now please lay it on the table. Okay, over. Nothing more. Over. Nothing more will go on records. Nothing more will go on record. Give it to Srimati Ranga. Now please. Now please. Now please. Now please. Nothing on record.